In a quiet, unassuming southern town where the pace of life moves slow and secrets run deep, chilling crime has shattered the peace. On the surface, it seems like a tragic accident, but a momentary lapse of judgment in a heated moment cost two families their lives and devastated the whole community. This is the story. Marion, North Carolina, Tuesday, April 16, 2013. Paramedics, police, and first responders rushed to the scene where they found the victim, 40-year-old Amy Parker, shot in the abdomen, and the caller/shooter, Darian
Mosley is charged with murder in the death of Amy Parker. It happened last night on Rocky Spur Drive across the road from West Marion Elementary School.
And Cheryl, what can you tell us about what happened?
Well, deputies say the two had been arguing last night when Mosley shot a Parker with a small caliber rifle. A neighbor tried to save her life.
I was laying in bed and heard a gunshot.
His first thought was his children.
I went and checked on my kids and came outside to find out what was going on. I saw a man standing over a woman who appeared to be shot, and he told me she was shot. I had him take over while I talked to the 911 dispatcher.
She was transported to the hospital here in Marion where she was pronounced deceased. Her body was then transported to Winston-Salem for an autopsy. The preliminary cause of death was she did die from a gunshot wound to the abdomen.
Captain Shannon Smith says deputies took Mosley to custody. Mosley was later charged with murder.
We were just very surprised and shocked over all this that happened. We couldn't believe it. They were always real quiet. We never heard any arguments, nothing like that.
Crystal Hollifield says she knew Parker and Mosley as a couple for about a year. She says the tragedy here goes deeper as Amy Parker was trying to return to health.
Amy was going through a hard time. She had cancer. She was getting over that, and I just hate that this happened to her.
Deputies say Parker leaves behind 3 children. Mosley is in jail here and is being held without bond.
This is happening to somebody that I literally rubbed elbows with at Marion Elementary, and now I'm seeing this man on the news. But what's so crazy about this whole situation, went to school together, grew up together, he was my best friend. When this exact event happened, I was at my mother's house, 3 miles away from that exact spot. I wanted to speak to him, be so awkward because the elephant in the room, so I chose to just give him the space. After being locked up and charged with murder, he was eventually let out on pre-trial release. Fast forward, and now it's May 2016 and time for trial. Both sides presented their case. Defense even had an expert come and speak on behalf of Darian under oath that the trigger on the rifle that was used to kill Amy Parker was very, very light and touchy. Darian even took the stand for himself. The judge wasn't trying to hear none of that accident stuff. He sentenced Darian to at least 20 years in prison. You won't believe what happens next. The city of Marion was divided. On one side, you got people that truly believe that it was an accident. On the other side, you got people that truly believe he did it on purpose and they want justice for this lady. And it makes it even more emotional when you find out that the victim had just beat cancer. Facebook had plenty to say and people spoke their minds on there. And just as time was getting ready to start healing both of these families, the clock stopped. Darian filed an appeal in his case saying that the jury gave him the wrong sentencing. Second-degree murder in North Carolina has 2 classes. B1 is deliberate murder without regard for human life. B2 is called depraved heart malice. The Court of Appeals said in State v. Mosley, without knowing the theory of malice when it happened, the previous judge made an error when he ruled it a B1. Darian was resentenced as a B2 second-degree murderer, and he was sentenced to 13 to 16 years in prison. His earliest possible release date will be 2027 after serving 14 years. He'll be 37 years old. To be clear, this whole entire argument these two had started over her going through his phone. Before you guys make decisions or do something out of anger that can't be undone, stop and walk away. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you guys liked it. Like, subscribe, and comment. Tell me what you think. Make money, dodge drama, live life. See you again soon. Be safe.